Hello and welcome to the Black Mind Games podcast, episode 289. Joining me this week is Allan.
Hello. And we have Josh
Also
here as
joining
well.
me we have Josh this week, and fuck it, we're going right into it.
Sounds like I'm gonna be the ghost in the background.
Oh
You
yeah,
might be-
you're
you
going
might
to be
be- I might
dead
be
for
back there
about
with you,
20
buddy.
minutes. Yeah.
I don't have much to talk
Yeah,
about this
because,
week, but Jeff has a thing to talk about. Jeff has a thing he wants to rage for. I denied him last week because he ranted about it before the podcast, and so he lost that privilege.
It's almost as if like my entire fucking day has been just me getting fucked in the fucking ass after joking about me getting rammed up against a staircase and all my female friends going, oh my god, I so much enjoy just watching somebody get fucked. I wish I got fucked up against a staircase so that way then I can sit there and play a victim online for other people who are not fucking real.
Anyways.
Let me be honest with you, listener. I am so fucking pissed off. So this week they canceled Dr. Seuss because we can't have nice things in this world, and because there is some image that some idiot, let's emphasize that point, retard, some pants on head should be held underneath the water for 20 fucking minutes, person, deemed that this image was racist. So we can no longer have that image in bookstores because we're fucking, apparently all imbeciles and not allowed to fucking function as adults or even remotely have a fucking say in our fucking lives. And if we even remotely start talking about something that they do not like, they are allowed to fucking cancel us. They're allowed to fucking hold us underwater. They're allowed to fucking drag us kicking and screaming into the fucking gulag because we are not allowed to fucking think. We are not allowed to fucking even have a breath. We are not allowed to even call them on their fucking tomfoolery bullshit. And the moment that we fucking do, we get called fucking names. We get called fucking racist. We get called fucking homophobic, transphobic, stuff like that. We can't even make jokes about these people anymore because immediately as soon as we fucking do, we get called these things. And it's so fucking gosh darn fucking insulting, especially when you're called the devil for fucking 6 years based on your fucking skin color, based on something you cannot control, based on something. We tried moving past it. As a matter of fact, we fucking did. And all of these people, all of these fucking lunatic, browbeating pieces of shit who are fucking incapable of fucking thought, let alone even remotely walking the fucking earth, going outside and seeing the beauty in nature and seeing how differences and how powerful these things are. We cannot have any of these things because let alone, oh my god, everything has to be sanitized, perfect, and clean. I cannot handle somebody with a different opinion of me. We had somebody who was sitting there and fighting for us, fighting for people, and fighting for their country. And we can't have that because, oh, he's not dropping bombs on Syria and killing innocent children who did nothing wrong because, well, it might offend the Chinese, and we can't have Russia running a pipeline to Europe because that might affect our interests. No. All we have to fucking do in order to make sure that you are fucking satisfied, right? And by the way, if you're one of these people, please throw your phone off a fucking clip. I don't want you listening to my fucking show. Go fuck yourself, you fucking piece of shit. Go fucking take the fucking same fucking dildo that my fucking prime minister is using to fuck me over in the fucking ass. Unwelcome, I might add. There's no consent in this at all. Just go and take that and just use it for 20 fucking minutes because it won't feel good. It won't feel nice. It will fucking make you fucking horrified because you are the reason why I cannot fucking breathe for 30 fucking seconds. I cannot sit here and joke about with my friends about certain fucking things because you are so fucking insecure about your fucking identity.
You good?
No, I'm not. I'm not good. I'm really fucking mad. I'm mad about these people who have had 6 fucking years of their fucking lives, 6 fucking years of my life, telling me how to live, telling me how to breathe, telling me how to do every little thing in the world. The world hasn't gone better. It's gone worse. We have concentration camps in their favorite fucking country on the planet Earth, China, run by a fucking mad lad who sat there and fucking says everything's okay and tells them how to live their life. And you know what? All he has to sit there and do is say, it's okay. We'll just slap the pride flag on this little thing and sell it to you. And then you can fucking buy it for $200 because you're so easily manipulated into believing bullshit that is fed to you by the media who fucking lie for us on your behalf. There is no fucking war in Ba Sing Se, by the way. No. We can't even have fucking cognitive fucking talk because if we do, that is deemed cognitive dissonance. You know, we sat there at the end of 1942, 1945. When was the end of World War II?
45.
45? Okay. We sat there and said never again to fucking genocides. Well, we have one in the fucking biggest nation on the fucking planet Earth. And you guys seem to you have so much fucking power that you could fucking sit there and hold everyone accountable to. And you don't fucking do it. Because why? Because, they have the right fucking ideology. They can sit there and tell people what to do, and their people just scurry around like little mice, and they're feared. Well, I'm fucking sick and tired of it. I'm fucking mad about this. I'm fucking really upset about this. These people do not deserve the fucking standing that they get in this world. I look forward to fucking being dragged to the fucking gulag that you will set up for me, because I look forward to Anita Sarkeesian coming into my house after killing my dad and my mom living in fear in her fucking nice little suit jacket that's eerily reminiscent of 1945 Hugo Boss uniforms provided to a certain Axis power with a Luger of some shape or form, because if you don't catch my drift, I'm calling you what you are. You are exactly what I am saying you are. With your nice little red armband that the only difference between that is instead of the white black swastika, it's the white female power symbol, you know, that we have plastered all over all of our fucking media all day, every night. I look forward to fucking being dragged and shot. I look forward to standing up for conviction and sitting there and calling this bullshit out where white fucking people, which I am a member of, I might add. I'm white. Going into black-owned neighborhoods and burning them down because, Black Lives Matter. We can't have nice things. We have to burn down the black neighborhoods because it's the best thing for the blacks. Meanwhile, I'm fighting fascism. Bonk. I'm going to intimidate my enemies by using fascist fucking tactics, but I'm Antifa. I'm going to seize a part of the city, and the mayor's going to do nothing. And when I go to prison, the opposite party that's telling me that everything is okay, and I'm doing the right thing because the orange man is bad because he's not supporting the military-industrial complex. I'm not going to go to prison because they're supporting me and I'm on the right side of history, and I have to tell myself that in the mirror every single day while I go ahead and fucking just cause nothing but torment and destruction to these neighborhoods that did nothing to me. But it's okay. I'm on the right side of history. I'm the best person on the planet Earth. I'm so pure and confident that my life matters and nobody else does. Yeah, well, you really don't fucking give a shit about anyone else other than yourself, you fucking cunt.
Are you done now?
Yeah, I think I'm done. I'm still a little mad.
Yeah, I can tell. Hey, Josh. You're gonna take us somewhere fucking happy and nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking drink my beer.
Josh.
I can turn up the volume now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry for that, by the way. My two hosts do not deserve to listen to that rage.
Oh, I turned it off, so I just looked over.
Well, you've received the worst of it.
Oh, God.
You received me driving in a car and literally screaming into my phone as a text message.
I guess, yeah, that freaking thing. It was just like a block of text, and I was like, huh, this is interesting. It's actually self-censoring every single swear. I'm like, huh, I've never seen that from Jeff.
So what did you do this week, Josh?
Josh played.
I actually played
Goat Simulator.
I played Goat Simulator because of the bullshit with Xbox Game Pass.
Really?
He also played another game that
I played it a little bit. I didn't go much into it because I was trying to figure out how the Game Pass situation worked. But anyway, let's talk about first the game, Goat Simulator. It is very,
at least it's not Sheep Simulator, eh?
I mean, whatever. It's just like if Goat Simulator is basically your run-of-the-mill kind of toy box type of like you can interact with a bunch of stuff and things will happen and there's a bunch of like you can. It's a big sandbox just to joke around in and cause havoc and whatnot in your goat. And basically, yeah, it's like you have missions to do, but it's like you don't have to do them. You just run around and cause havoc and like jump off a skyscraper and you splat on the concrete, but you get back up and keep going. You can do flip tricks if you hold the left shoulder button, which I didn't realize until like the last 30 minutes of my play session. I was like, oh, I could just hold this button and just do flips. That's kind of neat. And also you can do manuals and nose manuals as is your goat character, which is like also kind of neat. To the point I'm like, man, I wish I could just grind. That would be even funnier and great. But no,
You wish you were goat skating.
I wish I was goat skating and Tony Hawk. That's basically like. The only reason why I start playing it now is bleeding into the other thing is that apparently with Xbox Game Pass, if one person has the Game Pass and downloads, whatever games from the Game Pass, and the person who has the separate account who doesn't have anything, doesn't even have friends, doesn't even have like maybe he's logged on, has internet, and that's about it, but it doesn't have the pass at all, he can still play these things like he bought them. So I'm just leeching off of my brother at this point. I'm like, I'm going to install as much as I can.
Josh is being a shitter.
Yeah.
A class A shitter.
But the thing is, you think that, PlayStation has their shit on lockdown. Like, yeah, you can.
Well, PlayStation doesn't want you pirating. Xbox, they want subscriptions, right?
They kind of want subscriptions, but at the same time, like, I think their secret plan is to give away a bunch of free shit as much as possible so they can keep their numbers up, and then maybe they can maybe they have that one big hit of a video game, people have already an account or something, and they could just be like, oh, you could just buy it, and then like maybe like somehow leech in like a player base somehow. Basically, I think their strategy is to like, oh, oops, we didn't realize that was an issue. Oh dear, sure hope our player base doesn't explode in huge numbers. Oh dear. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. But so I just installed like a butt ton of stuff that just seemed interesting. I got Ori in the Blind Forest. I got
Ori in the Blind Forest is a really good game. I have that on my laptop. And
Ori in the Blind Forest is really good.
I will say that it's a little unintuitive at the start, but as you get into the motions, it becomes really, really easy to do. I haven't beat it yet. I really want to finish beating it.
Sunset Overdrive. I actually do want to play that. Disgaea 4 complete. Actually, a lot of these things that are on the Game Pass are like, oh, this is actually like the good edition of the game, which is surprising. Also, was it Crosscode, Dead Cells, Super Hot, Mind Control Delete, River City Girls, Ape Out, Satyrian.
I've never played River City Girls. Let's look at that. River City Girls is $33 fucking on Steam. Man, if you're buying that, you're a fucking moron.
I was gonna say River City Girls is.
But I have Game Pass too.
Yeah. I was gonna say
so how do I activate
River City Girls is pretty decent. Although I haven't played much of that. I think I saw one or two videos of like how kind of neat it is to play it, and that's about it. Although, from what I understand, it is actually pretty good. I think you could do combo, which is important in a side-scrolling beat 'em up. If you can't do combo, it's boring. If you can do combo, it's interesting. What's it? Oh yeah, Shadow Warrior 2. I played that, and I only played that for maybe 30 minutes, and I love that game more than I do Doom Eternal.
What?
Yeah, I only played.
What game did you just say you liked
Shadow
more than
Warrior 2.
Heresy.
I think that, well, here's the thing. I have a sword. It does way good damage against a bunch of fucking monsters than my fists punching people and don't do anything. Like, there's scenarios where I was like, man, I'm almost out of ammo. Let's go back to my sword again. Oh yeah, this does a way better job. I should stick with this. And then I'll go back to Doom and it's like, okay, I gotta think about it. Okay, I gotta use my grenade. Okay, I gotta think about it. Okay, I gotta use this gun. Okay, I gotta think about it. Okay, this guy's blinking, but these guys are in the way. Okay, I gotta think about it. I'm like, no, just let me kill, for fuck's sake.
Murder things. See, Doom is the thinking man shooter.
I think there's a little too much thinking going on in that game, but at the same,
There needs to be more thinking, for crying out loud.
I mean, I'm actually really considering bumping down the difficulty like 2 more notches down to easy just so I could breeze through it, because I think I'm at a point where I'm like, man, I just want to shoot shit. I don't want to think at all. Like,
But it's so much fun.
like I understand that's also the fun of the game is like, you know, using your stuff in like the most proper way possible. And like trying to get rid of the things that are fucking you up so hard. And I'm like, I get that. But at the same time, it's like when my fist punch something and it doesn't do anything, I think the design of the game is a bit wrong. Like if I'm actively have to find ammo with the chainsaw and a bunch of the enemies around me can't be chainsawed, I think you designed the game wrong. If I have to fucking use the flamethrower to get more like the fucking shit I need, there's not enough shit on the ground for me to pick up, I think it's designed wrong. Like I just think it's just a completely different game that shouldn't be called Doom.
I think that you are saying something that I do not like, and I am just going to pretend it does not exist.
I just don't agree with the design of what the hell Eternal is, because I'm like,
That's obvious.
yeah, because I'm like,
I'll just say you're wrong and then pretend you didn't say it.
I got up to Super Shotgun, and I got up to, I forget what, I got a little further in that level. I forget what the hell I stopped at. But it was like, man,
You're just like scratching the surface, man. Like you gotta push forward. You can't come at Doom in a sense of mind of I want to play a first-person shooter. You gotta come at Doom in the sense of I want to play Doom Eternal.
Also,
I want to have fun because you haven't even gotten to the most frustrating part yet.
oh god,
All right.
that's another thing.
All right.
That's another
all
thing
right,
about Doom.
All right. Okay.
Like you're coming off as somebody who really liked the original. I think you said you really like the original and you want this to be more like the original, and that's just not what Doom Eternal is.
I mean, no.
You're partially right that if they had said this is a separate game, I would have probably had liked that more. But
All right.
man, Doom Eternal, pretty good.
Remember how we had this entire discussion last time about Doom Eternal and how
Yeah.
I shat on the game mechanics because I felt they were like the game design was pointed towards a different direction? We now know with it because we've confirmed that they saw a video of a guy who did Character Sanctum in 2016 with just constant fluid motion with no HUD on and just fucking beat the level, and they were like, that's how we want the game, where he was just doing like non-stop constant motion, which isn't a good design when you go somebody who's taking your previous game and pushing it to its absolute limits and then saying that should be the standard gameplay. Like this game is like to the point where it's almost just a Twitch shooter. And as much as I like Twitch shooters, because they can be fun, like Halo 4, the campaign, multiplayer.
Well, Halo 4 campaign is the weakest of the Xbox 360 game.
Good catch. Solid catch, except Halo 4 didn't come out in 360.
Halo 4 came out on Xbox
No, it
360.
No,
Yeah,
it
it did.
didn't. It was one of the first for the Xbox One.
No, I'm pretty sure it came out on Xbox 360.
All right, let's take a look.
Fact checking ruins podcast listener.
No. If anything, it solves a mystery immediately.
Yes, we're having an argument. Halo 4, Xbox 360, yes. There you go.
All right.
I win.
Oh yeah, because that was just a year before Halo, the Xbox.
That was a year before Halo 4 came out. Like, I think a year, maybe 8 months before the Xbox One.
Yep, it was exactly.
that was
That's
a
the reason
train
why.
wreck.
'Cause I remember that being the big thing that people were a little upset that it didn't come out for the Xbox One. All right, no,
I mean, it was fine.
no. Again, it's a Twitch shooter, and that's my pro.
It's very different.
The problem is, again, it's a Twitch shooter, and Twitch shooters can be fun. I think Halo 4's combat online is solid as a Twitch shooter, but the problem is Halo isn't a Twitch shooter, which is the problem why it didn't really succeed. Whereas Doom Eternal has the problem of it's a constant amp fest where you have to keep moving or you die, which isn't what Doom.
And I love it.
It isn't what Doom is, though. Like, I think 2016 is what Doom should have been. It is the quintessential Doom game. I don't mind the dash, or the dash where you get 2 dashes and stuff like that. I think that's a solid. I think that would be a solid addition to 2016. I don't like the fuel system. I feel it's a poison to the system in general. Because there's no worth in going after anything bigger than a grunt, and grunts are super easy to take down, so it's nothing. Because you have other ways of getting health now, glory kills aren't as important, so you'll just freeze.
What other ways are there
Freeze.
to get health? Oh yeah, freeze.
Yeah,
gets-
freeze, and then you can chainsaw and get a full glory kill amount of HP off that too.
Yeah.
So glory kills aren't as important. On top of that, you can also get armor by freezing, flaming, and then chainsawing. So there's kind of like no point to doing like some glory kills anymore. Like getting a Baron, like a Baron glory kill is like, yeah, it's worth the point of getting it because you're gonna get X amount, but you're gonna see getting a stagger state. You're gonna freeze it, flame it, and then glory kill it. Or actually, no, you're not supposed to freeze it because it takes it out of glory state. So then you just flame it and you kill it with yeah, and it kind of just it's again, it's a constant movement game, and it's to the point where it's actually, I think, detrimental to the system of the game.
I mean,
'Cause
okay.
it's
I get what you're saying. I just disagree.
Well, it's okay if you disagree on your opinion of whether. Well, it's not even an opinion. It's whether you like it or not. And that's the disagreement is.
Yeah.
Even though I
like,
liked the game when it came out, the more I sit down and think about it, the more I realize there's a lot of flaws with it.
I'll play it right now.
Yeah.
While recording.
Whereas
But Josh, you
go ahead.
you prefer Shadow Warrior over Doom Eternal. How much did you play of Shadow Warrior?
I at least got past of that beginning tutorial level where it kind of just tells you, well, it tells you, but like if you grasp the concept of like what your movement is and how you're running around and basically the game's just a shooter. So basically it's the concepts are easy and it's more of like just understanding the weapons, and which is kind of what I wanted. So when I was playing just the tutorial levels, I'm going, holy shit, This is totally what I wanted out of a fucking first-person shooter that's arcadey, and it's like even the game itself knows it's arcadey and dumb. Even the main character makes cracking jokes all the fucking time, so even him knows this is a lot of bullshit. And even in the story, he's constantly pointing out how this is so fucking dumb, but he has to go through with it anyways because he has to save the Earth. So this is kind of the game I want.
This is the game that Josh wants.
Yeah,
just
like,
so
I
everyone
just
is aware.
want, like,
a game where the main character constantly cracks jokes and is constantly ridiculing himself and talking
He's
about how
self-aware.
ridiculous the
He's-
situation is.
He's like, if
This
anything,
is the game that I want too.
yeah, like if anything, like the guy knows like this is the world he lives in, but at the same time, he's like, this shit's so fucking dumb. Like, why does it have to work like this? Like, oh.
Because fuck you.
God, it's just like, ah, man, I like this type of game. If another game I wish it was more the same way was Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm, I felt was like, oh, this is so cool. You could do all these glory kills and shoot and kill guys in weird ways and whatever. And it's like, this is great. But man, I hate it.
Bulletstorm needs a sequel.
I think it needs a sequel, but I think what it needs to do is like, okay, it can have the same over-the-top bullshit, but I want there to be like a straight man in there going like, you know, this is really fucking dumb, right? Like really dumb.
You know what's
like,
really dumb? Kicking somebody
Like, I want-
and then having them go anti-grav.
I want the Duke. There was a Duke Nukem DLC for that game, wasn't there? I think there was. Because
I do own Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition.
yeah, because like what I want is like what actually the guys over at Giant Bomb talked about was, oh man, it would have been cool if, you know, the game had another story to it, or Duke Nukem somehow came into that universe and they teamed up with them because it's Duke Nukem. Why wouldn't you? And then Duke Nukem's doing all of his dumb shit like he used to do, and then the other characters are going, oh my god, shut up, please.
Stop. Duke Nukem's a bad game. Duke Nukem Forever, worst game I ever played. I wanted to kill myself after it.
God.
It actually made me put a gun in my mouth.
Oh god, that game. I mean, you don't want to put a gun in your mouth, but at the same time, the gun.
No, I wanted to put a gun in my mouth when I was done.
Here's the thing: that game's been developed in limbo for so long, simply because the head dev was fucking addicted to WoW.
No, there was a lot of other reasons.
That too, but it was like,
a
like
lot.
I'm surprised how those people were even paid. Like, people were paid to build that thing like forever, which is weird.
Well, no, it was handoff between studio. It wasn't just one.
Okay.
It wasn't just one crew. Because if it was one crew, it would have actually gotten done with the similar game design aesthetic as the start. But the problem was, it wasn't.
Because for the longest time, I always assumed it'd be like a dude working on it, or not a dude, but you know, a team. And I'd be like, how is these people just making the same thing over and over? How are they getting paid? How is any of this working?
Well, they remade the game like 2,000 fucking times.
Yeah,
That too.
like there's a lot of reasons why Duke Nukem Forever happened.
Duke
Yeah, you guys.
Nukem Eternal.
No. Oh my god.
Yes.
You know, you can't
Make
die.
it. I had a friend who actually liked that game, and I lost a lot of respect from him. But he was like an edgy, like 14-year-old.
Eh. Whatever.
So
Nothing of value was lost. Well, anything else you got to add
Yep.
to it, Josh?
I'll probably play more of Shadow Warrior 2, I guess.
That's fair. that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to play more Shadow Warrior. It's going to be a good time. And then I'm going to come on the show, and then I'm going to tell Jeff to play Shadow Warrior. And then Jeff's going to say, no, I don't really feel like it. And then Jeff's going to play Shadow Warrior, and he's going to go, man, this game's pretty good.
I've been playing Halo ODST because me and my buddy are still making our trek through the game, through all the Halos. We're gonna get to Halo 4 and we're gonna stop it there. I couldn't care less if Halo Infinite
Because
coming
they're
out.
smart.
But I'm really enjoying because So we're playing it all on heroic. We're not playing it all on legendary because if I'm going to do it on legendary, I'm either going to do it by myself or I'm going to do it in a group with a couple of skulls on to get some achievements and stuff.
You mean the proper way?
No, that's not the proper way.
Proper way.
No, it is
skulls
not.
on.
No, it
Yes,
isn't.
it is. You keep saying no, and I keep saying
Yes,
you're wrong.
because you are absolutely wrong.
It could be that both of us are wrong, and there's another way.
What,
to play
on
the
normal?
game. Yeah, I don't know.
Because technically, remember, you got to remember to get the skulls back when the games were originally released. You had to find the skulls first. So technically, the correct way to play the game is without skulls on. You dumb fuck.
Well, both of us. Well, I'll just say that you're right and I'm wrong, and I'll just disagree. We'll agree to disagree.
Anyways, we finished Halo 2. I forgot how much fun Halo 2 was. I do have to complain about some of the mechanics of Halo 2 at the end because those last 4 levels are fucking cancer. Ugh. Oh, hey, let's start a level with a needler and 2 brutes in front of you with faster firing plasma rifles. And I know what that's like on legendary because I've done that. That can go fuck itself. Because on legendary, the brutes start off with their 2 rapid fire plasma rifles, and because there's 2 of them and there's a 3rd one behind you, you're dead with if you're not moving quick, you're dead within a minute or within 10 seconds. Like there's no reaction time that can keep up with that. And it's the reason why Halo 2, if I'm going to be doing legendary, I'm doing a legendary with a friend. I'm doing it with a single skull on while I go around and collect skulls. That's it. And that skull that I'm turning on is catch, because I love getting grenades, and they are way more useful in legendary than anything else. But yeah, finished Halo 2. Still really fun. I like the updated graphics for the campaign. Got shafted out of a fucking achievement because apparently Cairo Station didn't register as on legendary or on heroic for me, so yay. Got to go back and do that now. I do need to. We're on ODST right now, which my buddy I'm playing with was really confused when I said we're doing ODST next. Because he's like, but wait, Halo 3 was released next. And I was like, yes. Technically, the release schedule is Halo 1, 2, 3, Halo ODST, then Reach, and then 4. But I explained that ODST happens congruent with what's happening in Halo 2. They both happen prior to Halo 3, but Halo ODST is in New Mombasa during the Delta Ring incident, which is why you should be playing it before you play Halo 3. Gives you a little extra context of what's going on. As much as I love Halo ODST, and I love the Halo 3 engine because it's a little bit more responsive. That's the way I like it. I do have a single complaint about the story. What the fuck? Why are we just fighting brutes? There should be elites up until right before the end of the game. But I can forgive that. I'm okay with that change because they wanted to keep it with the Halo 3 engine, and instead of putting in a bunch of elites, because elites didn't have the same AI as they used to in Halo 2 or 1. They had their AI change in Halo 3, and that's the reason why they didn't transform over. But I have no problem with that. I love playing with the silenced SMG and the silenced pistol. We are just after Romeo got hit by the brute chieftain. And man, I just love how much this game like flows so well together. I am looking forward to finishing that game, although I'm already getting kind of like upset with playing my player buddy because I was like at the end of our last session, I was like, hey, let's start the next mission. That way when we boot up to resume, we don't start back at the spawn point where we pop out of the pod and have to walk our sorry ass back over here. Because apparently if you leave the game in the HUD map, you spawn back at the drop pod and it might start you at the very start of the campaign. We don't know yet. We're going to find out though, probably either later tonight or tomorrow. But again, I love Halo ODST. It's my favorite story out of all the Halos. I love the mechanics of it. It's got a very balanced set of mechanics. It feels good. It doesn't have too much overwork in it. I'm not exactly a fan of what they did with the keeping it brutes, but I understand why. It was technically supposed to be just a DLC and not a full game, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Is it true that when you jump ahead, like playing on hard versus normal, that the AI is smarter?
Kind of.
Because from what I understood, is that a lot of people told me is that you should play on hard because the jump of hard to medium is actually a huge jump because the AI actually has completely different pathing and completely different things that they do first.
I know that
on hard.
I know that's true for legendary. I'm not sure I'm not sure there's a big jump between heroic and normal. Although I do know that there is a massive jump between normal and easy as well. Because there is, like, I think heroic is in that weird gray spot where it's got some of the AI is more advanced, but other units aren't. A good example being the drones. The drones are just dumb. They have always been dumb either on heroic, legendary, normal. They're always dumb. Whereas I know for a fact that on heroic, the elites, the brutes, and the hunters are way more dangerous. But then you have the grunts, the Kigyar, the skirmishers in Reach. They've still got some really dumb pathing AI. But at the same time, they're more likely to overcharge their plasma pistols immediately. They're more likely to be walking up with their plasma pistols overcharging. And they're more likely to, like, target you out. They actually have a bit of a problem where, like, there'll be an ally AI in front of them from my side attacking them. I'll step out of cover and they'll switch target from the AI to me. So they're hyper aggressive against the player to the point where I actually think it's a detriment to the game. But at the same time, I'm kind of just it's weird. Yeah, I know for a fact that on legendary they are hyper aggressive. They have really good pathing. Like, legendary is the best mode to play on if you want the challenge. Heroic is the step between, where you're getting a taste of the game in its semi-perfect form. Or, well, not semi-perfect, semi-difficult form. It has some stuff that is absolute bullcrap, where you'll be like, if you're playing with a buddy, you'll spawn and all of a sudden you'll be fucking pinpointed across the map and just get yeeted out of existence because of a unlucky spawn. You'll also have the other big flip side to this being the AI for certain vehicles. Because certain actions will be like triggered by. Good example, the Wraith. It's a mortar tank, so it has an arc to its shell. So it arcs up in the air. It travels slow. You have to avoid getting killed by it and stuff like that. And it's not hard. But the best way to deal with it is to close in close to it, climb on it, stick a grenade in the cockpit or in the back, depending upon where you get, and then letting it blow up. On heroic and legendary, they are scary accurate with the boost ability to the point where anytime you get close to a Wraith, you're just dead. Whereas the flip side to that is that on normal, they're almost comically bad with the boost. It's weird. Like, there are a lot of like weird things that happen with Halo as you proceed through the game. But all of them are really good and fairly solid for the most part. Any other comments there, Josh?
Not really.
You got any comments to add there, Jeff? We had a heated discussion about Reach the other night.
We did. Allan thinks the story of Reach is horrible, and I think that the story of Reach is like how do I say it? Missing a lot of things. And Allan sits there and he goes, well, that makes it a bad story. And I sit there and I said that he is wrong for two reasons. I said that we're talking about an advanced alien race. Well, actually, no, I don't think I said that.
No.
We're talking about an advanced alien race.
Oh, boy, we're going to have this argument again here.
Oh no, because you're from what I gathered in that discussion was you felt as if Reach was bad because there's a lot of plot holes and then nothing gets explained, and I said, well, you play Reach for the characters and George is pretty good, and that was the end of my argument, and then you took that and you just slammed it in the ground and said you're wrong, and I was
and then I explained why it was wrong. It wasn't just I took your argument and threw it in the ground. I then took your argument, broke it down, and told you that you were wrong for X, Y, and Z.
See, this is the problem here, is that Allan actually fought me tooth and nail and won. Unlike most people, where they sit there and they just say, no, I'm right.
Oh, no. I'm actually prepared to argue stuff when I want to.
Yes.
If I'm in no mood to
to
argue, I'll say you're wrong. I have no energy to discuss this, which I have done actually in a conversation on a Discord that I'm in, where like straight up, I literally said to another user who was starting to get me riled up, and I just kind of like looked at the screen after getting riled up a bit. I was like, do I have the energy for this? No, I don't. All right, I'm gonna like, yeah, I know you're wrong, but I am just extremely tired, and I just do not want to run this argument right now. So can we just bring this up another time? And we haven't brought it up to each other since. But like because when I argue stuff, I try to argue with stuff related to the content, with comparable stuff from other games or similar games, which is the reason why I leaned on Halo and 1 and 2 for the argument, with the only good character that we have that is an actual rounded developing character is Arbiter. Me and Jeff do agree that Halo 3 has a kind of mediocre story at best.
Halo 3, if it had a different
the original writer for Halo 2,
would be a better game overall. Halo 3's story is like what you play, and then you're like, man, this game is okay. Could be better.
I actually
Could
had
be
a point.
a lot better.
I think the thing that me and you both agreed on is like, yeah, they completely dropped a plot point, and you're like, well, what plot point did they drop, Allan? And I was like, the Covenant Civil War, and you're like, right, and I'm like, it's solved off screen. Like, you don't even finish the fight with the Covenant. You finish the game fighting the Flood, which is, I accept that. That is the bigger threat between the Flood and the Covenant, but like.
It felt like Jason Statham, who I love, I might add. I love Jason Statham. He's a guy I really think he's a guy who I think is a very interesting person. I'll say that. It felt like he was kind of the backup guy, if that makes sense.
No, I know what you mean. Don't worry.
And it felt like as if his story kind of got picked, and while I love him, I think that it could have been better. A lot of the things that make Halo 3 special to me isn't actually Halo 3's story, though. It is the custom games and the actual
the balance of the multiplayer.
It is staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning playing. Can I say a F? Can I say a word?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I know.
Homophobic slur.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Name.
I'm like, yes, you are right.
Yeah, it's staying up until 1 o'clock in the morning playing a game that was called a homophobic slur on a map that was also called a homophobic slur.
Maybe not that. I don't know anything about that.
And having a great time. It was also playing a game called Fat Kid.
I never played
This is where the men were born.
I never played Fat Kid. I had seen it.
Fat Kid was great. You had a giant guy who was like overshield.
Oh,
the objective was
Juggernaut.
to make it through a maze. No.
That's the game mode.
You had to make it through a maze. There's also Duck Hunt.
You're talking purely custom. I was talking like for me the game mode that I played, which is the one I knew it as. It wasn't called Fat Kid. It was called Juggernaut, which is big guy, overshield, thunderhammer, run, go.
Yes.
And you had to take him down, and then when you killed him, you got the thunderhammer and the overshield.
Nah, man.
That's the reason why it was called Juggernaut.
No. Juggernaut was the game mode where you would have one Juggernaut you have to kill, and then once you killed the Juggernaut, you became the Juggernaut. Fat Kid was where it was an infection game mode where if you got killed by the Fat Kid, you became one of those speedy little zombies. So you would just run through the maze and try to kill people, and you would usually die. But what would end up happening is the objective was to clear stuff for the Fat Kid so he could kill the other kids.
Yeah, no, I kind of prefer the sound of Juggernaut over.
The homophobic slur game was basically you had one guy who was pink. He would hop on a brute chopper, and then he would proceed to murder the F out of you. And you were basically just given a plasma pistol, and your objective was to short circuit the plasma pistol. And a lot of people kind of were like, this game's great, I love it. Then there was also Duck Hunt, which I also love. Duck Hunt was basically it was one person who was selected as Duck Hunt. You could never be infected, but basically you would have to try to make yourself through a maze, and if you succeeded, you would actually end up being able to kill the duck hunter.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's also called chase snipers, where one guy's on the side of the map. You have to run through a maze and not get sniped, and it's actually really fucking difficult.
Yeah.
I think I only survived one round of chase snipers, but that was also because I was very cautious.
Josh, did you ever play
What?
Halo 3?
Halo 3, I'm pretty sure I did.
Did you play it in custom games? Does this resonate with you?
I know I played one or two custom games, but I cannot remember any of them. Other than, the Griff Ball.
The Grip Ball was bad.
Yeah.
Grip Ball is...
It's not the greatest.
The Grip Ball is like the game that it's the game that you show the people who are like, I'm a gamer, and then they sit there with their nice cup of tea and they tell you how great of a gamer they are, and then you give them the controls to Cuphead and they die on the first level in the first fucking second.
I mean,
or they can't get past one thing. Do I sound rageful? I'm pretty rageful.
I disagree.
I mean, yeah, I would say there is some technique to playing that game. It's just that
There is.
Yeah, it's just that
Good players succeed.
Yeah, exactly. Again, it's just meant for. If anything, it's more of like, we'll just make our own game of like handball or something.
Yeah. Again, it's not a bad game. It's actually there's a lot to it, but at the same time, it's a very kind of like dull game out of all the things you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that
there's a reason I don't like it.
I will say that the game that I loved, the custom game that I loved to play wasn't Infected, because Infected really wasn't popular when I was playing Halo 3. It got popular a little after I stopped playing Halo 3 and went to Firefight, which is my favorite game mode. Not Reach's version, because I'm not exactly a super fan of Reach's Fireflight, but it's still a good game.
I want to talk about a little bit. I want to add one thing to that. So Halo 3 was the game that I played, and I made a lot of friends through Halo 3.
Okay.
So if any of those people are listening to this show, send me an email at
No.
Well, actually, send me a tweet at Rocky Eagle N7 on Twitter, or send me a Steam link. Or don't. If you're listening to the show, just post a comment on Podbean. Well, I'll send you a message personally. All right.
All right. What else? I don't think we really have anything else to talk about this week. I mean, I've been playing ODST. I've been doing schoolwork, and I'm not talking about schoolwork, because I finished with schoolwork this week, and I don't want to even think about that.
We can. We can talk about Bloodlines 2 being canceled for being too woke.
Well, we don't know if it was canceled because it's too woke.
Okay, it was most definitely delayed indefinitely.
Yes, it's been delayed indefinitely. Kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, whatever. I guess the game got.
How bad?
Well,
does it have to be delayed indefinitely, and have the entire team either quit or be fired? Like, how bad does it have to? How woke is too woke?
Well, again, you can't. All right. No,
can we quantify this? Is there an equation that we can make?
As of right now, we know nothing as to reason why the game was canceled. Delayed indefinitely. It could have been that the game was starting to suffer from continuous development fatigue and was starting to lose focus of what the game was supposed to be about. It could have actually been like the game took too long to develop and they ran out of funds. The studio could have suffered a layoff.
Josh, did you get a new GPU, by the way? Did you get a new GPU?
I'm still saving money, and also prices are
3090.
prices are also retarded.
Yes, about that.
Yeah, I actually
not
bought
good.
a poopy GPU way before, because what was it? Leslie was waiting for his graphics card to come in, so he was just like, "Hey, we'll just get his poopy GPU just for the meantime." And that thing is now like, I bought it for $200. It could be possibly $400.
That's a lot of money.
I'm like, holy shit.
So anyways, back to Bloodlines 2.
You try to derail this.
Holy crap. I
didn't.
succeeded.
Because as I was saying, we don't know why it was canceled. We don't know why it was indefinitely delayed. You can't make a conjecture, and this is the reason why I didn't agree with. Like, I watched some of the Arch videos, kind of like, all right, whatever. I didn't really care about the game before. I don't really care about it now. But until you hear official reasoning why the game was canceled from the company, you cannot make it.
We can't.
All we
make
know is
yeah.
that it was suspended indefinitely.
So here's a good question: if Paradox comes out and says the game was just too damn woke in order
Then you
to
can
be
say that.
shipped, what do we say? What does that say?
Go woke, go broke. That's all you respond with. But you are
does
not going
that
to
say,
get
like-
that response. Like, as far as
Oh no, what we're gonna get is some corporate like response where it's like, well, the game had some development issues and it was just we just felt like as if it didn't live up to Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. We felt as if that we needed to improve the game in some significant way, and that's what we're gonna do now. We fired the entire staff, by the way.
well, yeah, but like there could have also been like counter discussions. There could have been problems with the development staff in general where they were making demands and they were just not meeting deadlines.
Yeah.
Again, like, until we hear anything that comes out of the studio, like Paradox, I know for a fact Paradox will produce a game for years. Europa Universalis 4 was released back in 2013. It is still receiving updates and development to this day.
Paradox is one of those companies that really supports their titles, and they're very well. They do a really good job.
Nah,
So,
I'm not.
Stellaris.
No, even Stellaris. Like, you gotta realize, like, there are points for me where I'll be like, yeah, I know it's a good game, but even I'll be like, yeah, I would have preferred, rather than all the DLC costs, I would have preferred just, proper game release. You gotta remember, that's something else you gotta think about with this, is, like, the way that that looks, too. So, but yeah, no, like, you won't know until Paradox says anything, until a member of the staff comes out and says, yeah, no, it was canceled because of X reason, or Y reason, or they might have even, like, canceled the game because the scope of the game got too big for the company. Or the holders of the copyright pull the project on them, meaning it gets delayed indefinitely. Because suddenly they don't have the rights to it anymore, and they can't support that team because they now sunk a bunch of money in that team. They're not getting any money back. Well, okay, sorry, we gotta liquidate the assets of the company.
Okay, well, we should change gears a little bit. Speaking of too woke,
All right.
we can talk about something that's a little bit more woke. Lisa Sue, the patron saint of greatness, mama of our big mommy flappy tits,
I don't know what's going on here.
Me either.
announced recently from her bosom of
Jeff, get to the fucking point.
greatness, announced the 6700 XT,
Oh, you're talking about a new game.
new graphics card, PC hardware. We can also talk about Intel CPU release. It's bad. Don't buy it. It's bad. It's like 250 watts, and if you buy it, you're a fucking moron, and I hope you fucking get COVID. As a matter of fact, I hope that when you open the box, it has a little COVID sticker on it that you have to sniff.
Anyways, all right. What's so important about this release?
So, 6700 XT, it's a new GPU from AMD. It's the downgrade from the 6800, which if you bought, you're a great person. It looks like as if it's going to be challenging the 3070. It's about $80 more than the 3060. So it's a really good like GPU if you want something basic and good. Wait until reviews. There's 1 day benchmarks, and then pre-orders will go live that same day. It will probably get scalped out the ass, and you won't be able to buy any.
We'll have to wait and see.
It's looking like a little bit better. It's looking like a $20 downgrade from the 3070, and it's looking like it might compete with the 3070. So, if that's what you're in the market for, you can probably have that.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
Shifting gears, using our magical shifty-wifty gender-neutral term for transmission. Because we have to be politically correct, because if we're not, we're going to get shocked. Honda is releasing, it's rumored, Honda Civic 2020 is going to be hybrid all-wheel drive with 400 horsepower.
Wait, a Civic? With 400 horsepower?
Yes. And all-wheel drive.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And it's hybrid.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There's only one proper way to feel, Allan. If your jimmies are rustled, they're not rustled enough. They need to be more rustled.
Up for that. A fucking,
yeah, right? Like, you want that.
For a Civic to have 400 horsepower and all-wheel drive and...
Josh is going to be like the only one of us who can afford it.
No, that's not true at all.
Okay, let me rephrase that. Josh and maybe
No,
me.
that's wrong.
But definitely you.
Hey, I might be in school, but I'm not fucking poor.
No, you work construction over the summer. You get more money than both of us combined in the 6 months.
Well, 4 months.
Especially now.
No, I actually got my tax return back, and it was I actually got like I was like, yeah, no, there was no way I made more than 40K last year, and I didn't make more than 40K. I barely broke 34K.
So
this is
a car
the first time I
that
made less than 40K in 4 months in 6 years now.
This is the car that I would totally buy because this is a hybrid. It doesn't look like ass. And it makes 400 horsepower and has a 2-liter turbo. And I like my Civic.
I'm actually, like, again,
Civic
the reason why I'm
good.
like, I don't know how I feel about the Honda Civic with 400 horsepower and all-wheel drive.
You don't... This is more powerful than my Mustang.
Well, no, okay. The main reason why I'm very hesitant about this is because this is a rumor, first off, which should be like a little...
So it's most likely false.
It
But
should be little red flags. Secondly, 400 horsepower that's hybrid with all-wheel drive that's a Civic 4-door. Not even that, Civic 2.
yes. Yes. No, Type R's are 4-doors, I think.
Well, no, I'm just going with the Civic brand. I know that they generally come in 4-doors, but they have some that come in 2-doors.
I think there's only 2. Yeah, no, there are 4-doors.
Again, that's the reason why I'm like, I know that they generally come in 4-doors. I don't know if I don't remember if they come in 2-doors or not. But the thing is, for me, is that doesn't sound like Honda at all. For 2 reasons. Honda is about little, cheap, quick cars. Putting a 400 horsepower engine into that thing would be
Is amazing.
amazing, and you probably could do it, but I don't know.
Well, it's 400 combined horsepower, Allan.
Well, then it's not 400 horsepower.
No, because it's the 2.0
Then
liter
it's not.
engine
Yeah,
that
never mind.
is.
Then the rumor is entirely false.
It might be.
More
We don't
likely it
know.
is. Anyways, but again, that's the main reason why I'm kind of like, whatever. I just take it with a massive grain of salt before you.
To be fair, like I saw this and I was like, when I saw this, I was like, there's no way that this is real. And then I immediately read the article. I'm like, there's no way this is real, but I still want it. So I'm going to post it in the topic list so that way then I can say I want it. So that way then if a Honda engineer is listening to it, they can hear that I want it. And then I got, well, bad things happened. But I want it. If Honda is here listening, please give me a all-wheel drive 400 horsepower Honda Civic that I can have fun with.
Maybe.
I can have fun with wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I want to be able to drift.
Oh,
More.
that fun.
I want to be able to make brooms.
Oh, you don't want to have sex with your car, huh?
I don't want to have sex with my car, no.
As far as we know.
No, it's bad enough. It's bad enough that Ford has decided to ruin the Mustang brand and make a car that's perfect for people who identify as the first letter in the LGBTQ
Anyways.
sandwich.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. I know where that comes from. I had a hard laugh at that. I had
You
a
know
hard
where that
laugh
joke
at
is.
that one. Anyways,
Is LGBTQ a sandwich?
I said I know where it's from. We're not
It's
talking about
okay.
it.
It's okay. I'll go to the gulag.
What else is going on right? What else?
Adina, when you come to my house, please.
Holy fuck, Jeff. Where else?
Go ahead.
What else do we have to talk about this week?
How about you don't say poggers after sex? You say it in climax. Aw, this music can't be played.
Oh, that sucks.
Damn it.
Don't say poggers after sex.
Yeah, you say it in mid-climax. Poggers! And that's all I gotta say.
All I'm going to say is that if you come to my house, there's a bare 50 cal on the top of my stairs. So duck. I put it there for a reason. Thank you for listening to Black Mind Games podcast, episode 289. You can listen to us every Thursday on blackmindgames.podbean.com. If you stuck with us through the show, there is no outro this week, but there is a lot of rage, apparently, because we're terrible people. Well, I'm a terrible person. We'll probably be ending up in a gulag somewhere. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Allan. Please do not take my co-host to a gulag for wrong thing. They're very nice people. They do not deserve this. I am the one who deserves all of the punishment or all the hate.
I'm gonna poggers right now.
Yeah, Josh is a pogger.
I'm poggering.
Josh is so poggering.
I'm pogger.
Allan's just probably holding his head in disappointment.
Poggers. Poggers.
Anyways, have a good night. Bye.
Poggers.
Thank you.